This is my mini snail habitat here for there's two different kinds of land snails in here. I'm in Algarve, Portugal, and I can only keep these guys in here temporarily during the cooler months, because when it gets too hot, then their natural cycle would be to not hibernate but estivate, which is sort of the same thing, except it's because it's too hot. And they would cling onto a tree or a wall or something and seal themselves off. So there's two different varieties in here. This is Helix Aspersa, and I've just washed everything in here, including the snails, and they do like it moist anyway, so that's why everything in here looks moist. They really love these beans to eat, and the cabbage is pretty good too, so are the apples. This is a piece of felt type cloth, and what I do is I put some water into the habitat and I just put it up a little bit like that, so that the water soaks the underneath of the cloth goes under there, soaks the underneath of the cloth, and makes sure that there's always moist enough habitat in here for them. The smaller type of snail over here is the type of snail that is more commonly eaten here, and I believe it's called Octala Lactea, the milk snail. This little guy had it looks like an injury to the front of his shell, and when it grew back in a browner color. Here's another one who hasn't decided to come out yet. And the pot of soil is in here because both species of snails consume the soil for different nutrients, and they also need the soil to lay their eggs in. In a natural environment, in the heat, another option for them is actually just to bury themselves in the soil and to estivate there. So I'm going to put in a fresh leaf of cabbage in here, and obviously these little guys are moving around right now, so I'm going to put the top back on. And that is the temporary snail habitat that I have. I wouldn't want anything that's any smaller than that for this number of snails, and I wouldn't keep them in here for an entire lifetime or anything like that.